And I will say this, man, like if, like just similar to like giving out like an end of a season award for like sports, if there was such a thing for a particular season, you got to give the bride the award for like MVP of the squad. Like she took over clearly when Rick Flag was down and out. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Ryan Reviews Everything, and I'm talking about the season finale of Creature Commandos. We finally see the backstory of Nina, and once again, for the huge DC fanatics out there, or even more niche, the huge Creature Commando fanatics. I said it in a previous video. I'm not the know all be all when it comes to DC, as more specifically the Creature Commandos. And so I'm gonna just put that disclaimer out there. This is more of a review instead of a recap, and even still with that, I'm not gonna recap scene by scene or anything like that. Just gonna give a review. I did enjoy the backstory, similar to all the characters. I enjoy Nina's backstory just as much. And unfortunately, yeah, it's I just you feel sad for the bulk of these creatures who came together under different circumstances in their past. And the backstory with Nina was no different. She was, had the extreme deformity of being born with her lungs outside of her chest, and her father being a scientist or whatnot had to come up with contraptions to make sure she could live and try to make things as normal as possible. But unfortunately, after being bullied throughout what high school, I take it was, which people in school could say some of the most hurtful stuff in the first place. She decided just to run away and just naturally be free and live in the rivers or oceans or what have you. And she does just that. And it was just sad, man. And we definitely get the trigger happy cop again, just like we got with the Weasel's backstory, which unfortunately for Nina was the demise of her father. And the mom, unfortunately, seems like she was never in the picture at all. So that was also even sad. But even just going back to the present day, but still sticking to Nina. And this is why I gave the disclaimer at the very beginning of the video. Is it me? Maybe I'm wrong, but did Max or did James Gunn get, do some type of disservice to Nina's character as a whole? Like, when it's time to get down and it's time to fight, you see her either hide because she can't fight, or best case scenario, maybe she's hiding behind the bride, her best friend in the crew. And I think at some point when given introductions, I think Amanda Waller said she's great when it comes to being in water for obvious reasons. And I think she supposedly is like the smartest or the most intellectual of the team. You really didn't see any type of intellectual aspect from Nina in her crew. Of course, for example, when Ninja Turtles was a thing, the cartoon series, Donatello was clearly labeled the smartest one, and there was many examples of why. He's coming up with all these gadgets and devices or whatever the case is. Okay, I guess that's some type of example of, well, he's the smartest one. It makes sense for him to do that. You didn't see. I'm not saying she has to be some type of scientist. I'm not saying she had to be some type of inventor. But there was like no set example to be like, damn, okay, yeah, she may not be able to fight like that, but you see, she's part of this team because of X, Y, and Z intellectual example. I didn't get that. Maybe I'm wrong. You could correct me. I'm open to apologize for stuff like that. The most you could say about Nina, may she rest in peace, was that she was the kindest on the team. I'd say that, and it was. And speaking of that, it was very satisfying when the bride didn't didn't allow the princess of Pokasistan. Oh, I know I butchered that. Polkistan. Nevertheless, she didn't let the princess screw her over. She was smart enough to realize the okie doke that almost could have been the demise of the entire world, and she saw right through it and was able to still get revenge for Nina. And I will say this, man, like if like just similar to like giving out like an end of a season award for like sports. If there was such a thing for a particular season, you got to give the bride the award for like MVP of the squad. Like she took over clearly when Rick Flag was down and out, and once again, she didn't get screwed over by the okie doke. She saw the footage of the princess, mingling with Clayface to make sure no one gets screwed over. Just amazing. She's definitely the toughest of the team. I feel like, you can make an argument she's the smartest on the team. So yeah, MVP would definitely have to go there. I'll probably give Dr. Phosphorus a fairly close runner-up. But nah, man, it was a dope season, man. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to a season 2. I'm optimistic that there's going to be a season 2 because you see how it ends with the whole crew going back in there, back into the cells or whatever. But the cell has been upgraded. In addition to that, we see King Shark. He clearly is going to be part of season 2. And then we have Callis, who seems to be like a resurrected mummy. And then we have Nosferatu, who looks like some type of vampire or demon with wings or whatnot. I'm assuming vampire because of Nosferatu. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I thought this was an amazing season. The writing was incredible. I admit I was actually team Rick Flag in terms of thinking the Creature Commandos was about to make a grave mistake by even trying to assassinate the princess. And even for that, man, I definitely give credit to where it's due. Nina did attempt to save the world by her foiled assassination attempt with the princess. And unfortunately, that's how she went out. Which, I know it sounded like I was bashing her at first. I was sad to see her go because she was that likable of a character, despite any flaws that she may have had as a Creature Commando teammate or whatnot. But yeah, man, let me know what you thought about it. Love it or hate it, that's my opinion. Peace.